So, it's the start of a new year, and I've got something really fresh for you. My name is Soibi. I'm a broadcaster, actor, and voice of artist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, here on this channel, I'll be doing some interesting showdowns, comparisons, and analysis of certain iconic action figures, superheroes, and even villains. Now, if this kind of content interests you, click on the subscribe button below, like the video, comment, and share. Congratulations on being here for the very first episode of The Showdown. Alright, in the Marvel Universe, we've seen quite a lot of action figures brought to life by some of the best creators in the industry. From a somewhat dysfunctional yet loving team of four who gained superpowers after being exposed to the cosmic rays during a scientific mission to outer space, to a teenage science whiz who becomes a superhuman after being beaten by a mutant spider. Marvel has really outdone itself when it comes to entertaining its fans. Still though, you have to admit it, it becomes kind of cliche when we have to watch another new superhero fighting against the villain. The superheroes, their suits and powers may be different, yes, but at the end of the day, we all know what to expect. It'll obviously be another story of a superhero fighting to protect the universe and its inhabitants from another sick villain, right? Well, what if maybe the whole concept changed a bit? What if superheroes didn't have to fight only villains to save the world? What do you mean? Stay with me. Now, what if perhaps two or more superhumans or superheroes from the same or different universes had a clash of interest and were down to settle things the hard ways? I will be doing a little bit of analysis on such an event with the aim of coming up with a near-accurate prediction on which of the superhumans is likely to win. For this edition, we'll be analyzing a clash between, wait for it, Spider-Man and Black Panther. Now, this kind of clash would certainly be very, very interesting. Both characters are from the Marvel Universe and have quite a lot in common, which makes it a hard pick. Regardless of that, it's not an impossible task. For us to come up with a super accurate prediction, though, there are some things we definitely should take into consideration. And for this particular analysis, I have decided to go with agility, speed, strength, grit,
More magic! Magic with a kick! Magic with a...
tactical intellect, skill, and weaponry. Clearly, Spider-Man and Black Panther have superhuman strength. They are both extremely agile and can walk on the sides of buildings. They have amazing speed as well as superhuman senses and can see miles ahead of them. They are both highly skilled combatants. Spider-Man's a science whiz and Black Panther is a doctor in physics from the University of Oxford. They both developed some of their weapons using their knowledge from science and technology. And when it comes to grit, they both deserve some accolades. Now, when it comes down to a real fight, who wins? Spider-Man or Black Panther? Let's look at strength. The human arachnid has a lot of strength, no doubt. We saw him lift weights of 100 to 300 tons in the comics. We've seen him lift skyscrapers and tear down warehouses. Although his strength hasn't been confirmed in the MCU, Compared to Black Panther, who without the enhancement from the heart-shaped herb can lift up to 750 pounds with maximum effort. Also, Black Panther could only lift up to 2 tons after he swallowed the heart-shaped herb. Now, there's some school of thought that say T'Challa at some point acquired all previous Black Panther's powers and merged them with the Tiger God, putting him on a sort of celestial scale. However, since there's no proven way to measure or quantify that strength, I'll go with Spider-Man on this one. Now, how about when it comes to speed and agility? Who's more agile between these two? Let's see. Now, Black Panther has vision and reflexes fast enough to dodge bullets and can run a mile in less than a minute, nearly twice the maximum speed achieved by the best human sprinters. And no offense, Usain Bolt. Now, Black Panther can also climb a skyscraper in about 10 seconds while carrying a man. And that's just awesome. But not as impressive as Spider-Man, who's fast enough to dodge 9-point blank, speed of light attack, and has traveled faster than the speed of sound several times. Now, clearly, in a real fight, Black Panther, who is a low superhuman, would see Spidey as a blur, and definitely would have some trouble catching up. Did I say some trouble? I mean a lot of trouble. So, it's been established that Spidey is infinitely faster and more agile, also stronger compared to Black Panther. Is there even a chance that Black Panther could win against Spider-Man in this kind of clash? I think it might be possible, my reason being their level of intelligence and weaponry. Every fight can be turned around in favor of the one who's smarter, not necessarily the one who's stronger, faster, or more agile. Take note, kids. You should totally avoid fighting, because that's super smart. Now, did you know T'Challa is somewhere in between the 3rd and 8th smartest superhero in the MCU? Yeah. He integrated science and mysticism to create a new type of physics and martial arts, known as shadow physics and shadow combat respectively. Now, many people would agree that he's a super genius strategist and tactician, even the best, considering the fact that he invented a suit which can absorb cosmic power, designed and built the Quinjets, created a quantum teleportation room, and created Falcon's flying harness. So it's safe to say that T'Challa would be a very tricky opponent for Spider-Man or any other superhero to defeat, regardless of their amazing superpowers. On the other hand though, Spider-Man is an extremely intelligent and quick-witted teenage superhero. He designed his own supersuit, created his web shooters, launches stingers and sticky webs at enemies as he continues to save the world, while effortlessly maintaining a solid GPA and graduating with multiple degrees in biochemistry and physics. Really impressive. But when the battle strictly comes down to tactical intellect, I'll say Black Panther has the edge. Who is more skilled and has better weapons? T'Challa's been trained all his life in hand-to-hand combat, and from his fights, he seems well-versed in capoeira, boxing, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. His suit is of course made of vibranium, an extremely durable metal, and has been specially equipped to store kinetic energy that can be released at a moment of T'Challa's choosing. His primary gadget is the Kimoyo beads, which serve as a communication device, a first aid kit, and technological interface. His fingertips hold razor-sharp claws and can cut through most, if not any, metal. As for Peter, in the MCU, he's equipped with a highly advanced suit based on stock technology, with extremely advanced AI, and is capable of running many functions, including analysis of unknown materials, including extraterrestrial substances. Therefore, it would most likely be able to analyze T'Challa's suit as vibranium, and also be able to identify that it was charging kinetic energy. And maybe a science whiz like Peter would be able to find a weakness in order to pierce T'Challa's armor. However, Peter's youth and inexperience might be his Achilles heel. He has no formal training whatsoever that we know of, relying entirely on his enhanced abilities, whereas T'Challa has proved multiple times that he's capable of fighting without his enhancements. If we were to look at skill and weaponry, I'd say Black Panther takes this one. And finally, grit. Now, both superheroes are quite courageous, resolute, and have commendable strength of character. When it comes to mental and immune toughness, though, I would say Black Panther is on top. And as for Spider-Man, let's not talk so much about it. I mean, it's quite amusing yet hard to explain how the super strong human arachnid can survive the bite of a mutant spider kick-ass for a living, but literally gives up on life just because he feels under the weather. In The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 87, if I'm not mistaken, Spider-Man is seen swinging around telling everyone his secret identity, obviously delirious after he caught a fever that reduced the radiation in his bloodstream. Now why the hell is this guy, who's vulnerable to bug spray, superhero again? So concerning grit, let's just say Black Panther is king. Alright guys, after careful analysis, I think it's safe to say that Black Panther has a marginally higher chance of defeating Spider-Man, especially if T'Challa was to fight Spider-Man on water, around ethyl chloride, or in the presence of anti-venom, or maybe he could decide to use bug spray to immobilize Peter. In this environment, it'll become reasonably more difficult and even near impossible for the human spider to win, since these are some of his greatest weaknesses. By the way, Black Panther doesn't have many weaknesses, but I'd say overconfidence is certainly one of his biggest, a lot like Iron Man. T'Challa's ego can make him difficult to work with, and while he's extremely intelligent and has the skills to back up most of his big talk, when he's too cocky, it doesn't make for playing well with others, right? So the winner of this showdown is the Black Panther. However, we can never be 100% certain of this outcome because Spider-Man can also be unpredictable and uses strength, speed, and agility to surprise Black Panther. What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video and you want to see more of such, click on the subscribe button, like the video, and share. I'll be uploading content weekly, so you want to subscribe and hit the notification button so you can be notified once I've uploaded. Till next time, bye for now.